Wagner was an impressionist. Cut to a Monty Python cutout, mouth-moving, South Park style, of Wagner doing impressions.
It's so good. Welcome to a very fun-filled, adventurous day on How Did You Get There? A show where we're critical of thoughts, ideas, opinions, beliefs, maybe not ourselves.
We're critical of ourselves.
We're going to try, though. The opinions we are expressing are ours. They may not be used to indemnify anybody else.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, please hold others blameless in our ramblings.
Yeah,
please hold us blameless too. Please, pretty please.
Pretty please. It's just my opinion.
Oh, I heard. Well, let's cold open this.
You can dovetail that in there
somewhere.
All right. Well, today
I heard someone I follow on the short form clock app. Is it just a joke? Is a terrible justification, but spent a lot of time agonizing over why. Does it feel like a terrible justification? And the answer comes down to one of two things. The only acceptable ways that you could say it's just a joke are if the person you're talking to lacks the context to understand that this is humorous.
Like someone might have come in mid-joke too.
They could have come in mid-joke.
And then that would
and so they missed all the context.
Yeah.
Or it's a...
Context missing is a good excuse to say, no, it's just a joke.
I hear your grandmother's on the roof.
Yes, I did get to explain that one yesterday.
And that sort of thing. And just, what a horrible thing to say about someone's grandmother. Well, it's just a joke. And this is the joke. This is why this is funny to us. Like that is. But if you can't just say it's just a joke and just write it off at that point, it's like, oh, we should kill all the cats. Oh, it's just a joke. It's not a joke. You're being a jerk.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, they tried that once and we got plague.
Oh, to be so tempestuous as to do such a thing.
Ooh, good word.
Yeah, I use it because it has to do with today's topic.
Weather.
Yes.
Which has potentially two solid origins that I found. One is a derivative of Norse/Frisian, the air or wind.
Yeah.
From the root.
Wooder.
Wooder. And then it got grabbed in the 13th century phonetic shift to D to THE.
Yeah.
So it also got cut up in words like mother and father.
Yeah, that same shift.
Mater and Vader.
Yeah.
Darth Vader.
Vader. F-O-E-D-R. Approximately.
Yeah.
The O-E.
I mean, you still see that name in Russian.
Yeah. Like
it's very cool.
Like the tennis player.
Yes.
Federer. Federer. Roger Federer. Rosé's thesaurus.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of neat that there wasn't really a generic weather word for quite a while.
Yeah, and even in Greek there was never really a word for it until they decided they would settle on kairos.
Yes.
Like time.
Literally
time.
That's what I
is weather.
Tempest is also time.
Right.
That's what I found interesting. That's the other potential spin on where we get such words from.
So how's the weather? About quarter after one.
Yeah. Because it seemed like such a weird word to me. I thought maybe I should know a little bit about it.
Whether or not it's useful to know that.
Different conflate. Don't conflate just yet.
Leave weather and weather alone.
Yeah, whether the weather be hot, whether the weather be cold.
Weather and heather.
Yeah.
I'm reminded again. Not the weather that we're talking about, but the other weather that has also a hither.
Oh yes.
and a thither. Whither, hither, and thither.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like coming.
Neither
here.
Nor, either or.
Oh yeah, neither nor.
Mm-hmm.
Either or.
Yes.
Yeah, we wouldn't have that without the Germanic shift. Thanks, Albert.
Yes.
It's the fact that we have problems deciding whether it's either or either or neither or neither. We blame on Queen Victoria.
Einstein.
Einstein?
Yeah, there it is.
Einstein?
Yeah,
so it's because Victoria's boyfriend Albert was German. Yeah, Germanic.
Prussian.
And he would pronounce it with the very seemingly appropriate for the language. Either. The second vowel takes the sound.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Englishy way to do it would be the first vowel takes the sound.
When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking.
Yeah, I forgot about that little rhyme.
I mean,
and now
before E, except after C, except as in A as in neighbor and way.
Yep. And the other three
exceptions. Foreign, thief, and run. So we...
The if.
Yeah. So
it seems very conditional. Back to the weather.
Interestingly, yeah.
Over to you with the weather.
It's cold. Thanks.
Yeah.
So there's a reason I thought this would be kind of neat. And if you're not Canadian, maybe this means less to you. Maybe it means like in Australia where they also travel in time like Canadians do. Like how far to somewhere is measured in hours, not distance. I don't mean necessarily time travel, but travel by time.
I mean, it's all time travel. It's just fairly unidirectional.
It's apparently so, right? But so it's a thing we discuss, and we can get to weathered, I think, from here too.
You can weather your hawks. If they get damp, you can put your hawk out in the air.
Yes. Air hawks.
Not Seahawks.
Correct.
They're in Seattle. Where the weather is very, very damp.
And we use it just as a awesely, an ice-breaking tool.
We have so many weather-related idioms. You don't even really think about it.
It's very much. I think it's almost as pervasive as anthropomorphism. Right, my car doesn't like that. It's temperamental. My computer got a virus, and now it's sick. So we
as long as it doesn't get a germ, we'll be okay.
Which again comes from germinate, and so poor unfortunate seed word. Anyway,
like literally, it's a seed word that we use that
means seeds.
Means seed,
but it means bad now. Just that one use though.
Just the one use, and that's because we didn't really know. But it was the thing that started an illness.
Yeah,
was a germ.
Yep.
At least in theory.
Yeah. So yes, exactly that, right?
Matt, cold enough for you?
Cold enough for you is a common one where I work.
Or is it warm enough for you? Is it currently a common enough one where you live?
Yeah, it's not warm enough. Well, I mean, it is.
It's warm enough.
I have walls.
You have a house?
I have a house. It's just currently unheated. It's uncentrally heated at that. Like, I'm not...
Yeah, you have heat.
I still get to go to the bathroom in clean water. Still living luxury. Thank you.
He wants to Google something so badly.
He's ready.
He hasn't decided yet what he's going to Google and make.
Go for it. You make us talk about a weather thing, producer man. We need a second camera right away.
The one that did like panda.
The weird clips like they do on Joe Rogan, where they just got that one like half cut. Trevor, would you show us? Yeah, right. Like,
I was thinking more like the Paul Schaefer.
Oh yeah. Same idea. The side cut pan. Yeah. Oh yeah. Could you do? You don't know. Yeah. Never mind. I was extolling the virtues of mediocrity and David Letterman.
Yeah.
That's
dendrochronology. Yeah. So we talk. We do say things like,
storms are brewing.
Yeah, cold enough for you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What other good weather things? Oh, that struck me like lightning out of nowhere. That it was a blizzard of activity. It was a flurry of activity.
A flurry of lefts and rights.
So this is something I don't know if it's where I'm totally wrong. Good one. Whirlwind of a day. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Weather idioms. Sometimes people compare languages by telling me that some northern group has 12 different words.
Which is an absolute lie.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
sorry, it's maybe not a lie because they don't know that it's false.
Well, and they don't have 12 words for the same kind of snow, right? Which is basically the implication of how it's phrased. But just like we have sleet and snow, or we have wet snow, dry snow, powder snow.
When I was in Scotland, they had smur, which is a kind of rain. It's the kind of rain that doesn't actually fall. It's not mist. It's not fog. It's heavier than that. But like if you just stand,
reasons to never live there.
If you stand still, it'll just be around you. But if you start walking, you will be soaked. It is the weirdest. But they could have just said rain or mist or moist
and those might not have given you proper dress for the day,
right? And it's smur is
a thin slicker on a smur day.
But the fact that places have particular words for particular kinds of weather phenomena that really shape culture, that shape planning, that shape everything. Here in southern Alberta, we have a frequent strong west wind that eats the snow in the winter.
Snow eater.
The snow eater.
The Chinook.
Yeah. And the Chinook. And it's...
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah.
Tree rings and
so
knowing about stuff.
So I was listening to CBC, as I do from time to time. I think it was on CBC, and it was probably on Quirks and Quarks.
That's why you only vote Liberal. Anyway, go on. Because he listens to CBC, and I'm being cheeky. Go ahead.
Oh, you're killing me, Smalls. So the story opens up three dendrochronologists walk into a bar. Apparently there was a dendrochronology conference.
All 12 of them were there.
Apparently there's a lot of people who
I would imagine.
One of them was doing a project on tracking hurricanes, like seeing the effects of hurricanes in the tree rings. So you could actually see which years had stronger or more hurricanes in an area by the tree rings, which by itself is just kind of that's just really cool. And then somebody else said, well, so we were looking at this other part of tree rings, determining where the wood for ships came from, based on the known age of the ship, and aging shipwrecks and that sort of thing. And what they discovered was that there were a lot of ships built in Europe of Caribbean wood. And then they started to put a few things together and went, wait, if those ships were made with Caribbean, like they actually hew the wood in they get raw timber, they take all the raw timber back from the Caribbean to Europe to build ships to come over to the Caribbean to do the same thing again. Well, much like they did, although in North America, they came over here and they built shipyards to ship all the rest of the wood back.
Yeah.
And what they started looking at was, well, hey, doesn't the Caribbean get a lot of hurricanes? And so they started doing some research, and the American government had been tracking hurricanes in the United States for, at that point, more than 100 years. And so they had a good track record of that sort of thing to validate that the timing on the trees was an accurate measure of when there were hurricanes. And then they looked at these ship remains and went, oh, hurricanes were far less frequent in the 1600s. Like, far less frequent. It was way less dangerous to travel the Caribbean by ship in the 1600s, which allowed for settlers and for I would call them prospectors, to come and get sugarcane and take that back when they were taking their lumber back. And the sugarcane brought refined sugar, which actually got all the money that drove the first industrial revolution.
Yes, like the sugar wars are real.
The sugar wars are real.
Yep.
So it was interesting that all of this weather-related stuff led to a huge amount of industrialization, just so we could get more sugar, so we could get more money.
Yeah. It is the fine blade of rewarding such innovation historically, and then suffering the fate of it currently.
Yes.
Because we extol the virtues. Like, I remember, I will tie this back in somehow, I'm sure. But learning things about the new invention, a thing like learning that part of the kickoff of the Industrial Revolution was something like the cotton gin. And so this is like still a fairly labor-intensive device, but it just made increased profits in cotton. And
it's weird that cotton gin and bathtub gin are different things,
but probably from the same time period.
See, the cotton gin is a machine that gets the crap out of your cotton.
Yes.
And bathtub gin
gets the crap out of you.
Yeah. The sweet shop.
Right?
Yeah.
I was talking about this not so long ago, even that like your rotten teeth were a sign of how much money you had. So you were proud to have rotten teeth because you could clearly afford sugar.
I could afford sugar. Yeah, that's great.
So you would show off your rotten teeth.
British Guyana.
Which is still there. Still there. Sugar canes in punts.
Phrasing.
Sugar pains. Oh, sorry.
Yep. Right. So if it hadn't been for the better weather, there wouldn't have been that degree of commerce in that area, and we would have been terrible some other way,
or at a different time,
or later, or earlier. But all of those changes, which have happened, climate change is a real thing. Anthropomorphic climate change is also a thing. There's a significant amount of evidence that suggests to me that is actually true. That we
published reports since the 19th century
that humans are actually helping with this, or are contributing, contributing to the change.
Yes.
It's going to change anyway because
it does.
Time and tide waits for no man. The weather, as it were.
Yeah. Well, and then, as we started using that concept, if something had been exposed to too much of that, we started adding the D, weathered.
I imagine that probably at one point it was actually weathered with a T, much like cooked.
Yes, it might have.
And learnt.
No, because it's if I recall my quick Google search, it actually is later. It's like a 1700s edition to have something weathered.
Right, but weather ed, like the ed is actually fairly new. Weather ed?
Yeah, see, weather ed
versus weather.
Because Shakespeare did a lot of eds instead of toots, and he's pre-1700s.
Yeah, and I do know that eds and toots are they're actually different uses.
Yeah.
Like so. Yeah. Your goose is cooked.
Yeah. Cooked. Yeah.
Cooked. I cooked the goose. The goose was cooked by me.
Yeah.
Once I had cooked the goose, the goose was cooked.
Yeah.
I learnt that from a student.
But it is weather-ed.
Yeah.
It is being weather-ed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So important enough to these sorts of things in World War II the Germans set up a base in Newfoundland to monitor the weather because they knew which direction the weather was hitting Europe from.
Mm-hmm.
And so they put a weather forecasting station. It didn't last. They did not understand Canadian winter when they built this. But like for a solid 5 months, it sent accurate weather forecasts because it was seeing the weather before it made it over there, rather than a climate model predicting the weather. It was, this is what's coming your way.
Ooh. Okay, you want to throw that one up?
Global mean?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a thing. When I was looking into a lot of this, and I have really looked into this one, like, no, I'm not a geologist. No, I'm not a climatologist. No.
That just obviously looks like it's rising quickly.
But when if ever anyone sees a phrase modern or current on a geologic timescale, it means 1956.
Huh.
So when you see it on a climate model and it says current temperature, 1956, unless they point and actually label the year, just tell yourself current is 1956. So when they say the climate change till current has only been, be careful of the chart they show you.
Because that current is only...
the current is 75 years out of date.
Well, that seems terrible. Like this...
Because there was so much time, they just had to pick an arbitrary date to call current.
Yeah, but right now so current is to then, and then from that moment till now...
It is where the jump
happens, right? So we've been steadily climbing since...
is that live? Are you showing this to the public?
Yep.
Cool.
The interworlds can see this. Yeah, so it's, there's ups and downs, but then there's just like ups and downs, but they are on average ups. Like I can see the
1.6 as predicted.
The log linear increase.
Yeah.
It's it is, if it were linear, we could draw a nice straight line. If it were purely log, it wouldn't quite rise quite as much as that. But log linear sort of splits the difference, and it's alarming.
Yeah, a little bit. And the only reason I'm truly concerned is greed is in the way of succeeding out of the situation, right? Like the rich people don't care; they'll build a bunker. Right? They'll have their own self-sustained underground farming.
What are you talking about there, Edith?
Yeah.
Not that kind of bunker?
Not that kind
they
of
already have that kind of bunker.
Yep.
He's in the White House.
Surprisingly, no. That one stood for correction and was corrected every half hour that he was on television. He had to admit defeat and stand corrected. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was great. He was a beacon of learning.
Yes. Like, this is a show that maybe that person could watch and see what learning is like.
Yeah.
Great space coaster.
With all the news, it's good GNUs, I'm Gary GNU.
Yeah.
So the global mean temperature as opposed to global ice temperature?
Yeah.
Median? The median temperature. I wonder what the global modal temperature is. And other useless things that we don't ever...
I'm sure someone's done it. There it comes. Do it. Do it.
Yeah. The temperatures are really cool. I like that.
It's not a standard scientific, however.
However, we could do the thing. People are always surprised about weather in Canada, and people are even more surprised about weather where we live.
We do have
the mean temperature in Lethbridge is 5-ish degrees, I think.
7, somewhere like that.
Yeah, it's fairly warm.
He keeps trying to correct him. He's like, "No, dude, no,
I really mean it." See, because it's not good science.
No, it's not. You're using the wrong tool for the right question.
Yeah. So in Lethbridge, you say, the mean temperature, like, let's say 5 or 6 or 7 degrees, 6, 7.
So, yeah, 6, 7.
And
pretty mid.
It's fine. But the number of days in the year that it is actually, 6 or 7 degrees for any particular length of time is really, not negligible.
I think tomorrow is scheduled to be that.
Yeah.
But I schedule my weather, by the way.
But Like I look back to, I think it was February '86. I can't look forward to February '86 because I can look forward to it, but I don't think I'll be here for that one. 2086,
maybe.
Yeah,
Pushing it, 120.
I feel 120 might be a little bit much for me. I haven't yet had all the benefits of the modern health.
Robot body.
Here I come. It was we had a cold snap where it was, the daytime highs of minus 38 Celsius. Although at that point mostly doesn't matter. The same.
Negative 39.8.
40, like straight on 40. Which is weirdly coincidental.
Yep.
But it is just coincidental. But daytime highs of minus 38 and nighttime lows of minus 46 for 2 weeks. It did it for 2 weeks, and we survived. At home, my car was plugged in. We have block heaters. If you're not from Canada, you may not know what we don't actually. We haven't
the
been
Montana
driving.
And Alaska people, we get it.
Yeah,
you know us.
But everybody else, why do you have that cord hanging out of the front of your car? Well, because it gets to be minus 40, and so we actually have a thing built into the block of our car, added in after the fact, that provides just enough heat to stop the oil from freezing, so that our car will start.
Yep.
So at home, I had my car, my terrible Dodge Omni 024.
Love it.
The pumpkin. It was great. Yeah, they came in 2 colors. You could have the pumpkin orange, or you could have like the squash yellow.
Yep. Yeah.
And the body was later recycled.
Gold.
Yeah, the body was later recycled into the Daytona.
Yes,
think, more or less. But when I went to what was then Lethbridge Community College, I had nowhere to plug in my car, and I wanted to be able to get home again. So for the 5 or 6 hours that I was at the college, I just left my car running. Like I kind of regret these decisions now as a proper adult. But I mean, I had to make choices, and the choice was not go home. Or leave my car running because I was in class all the time. And then one night I came home and I plugged my car in, I went to bed, woke up in the morning, and it was +1. Like 12 hours, it went from minus 40 to +1. It was a 41-degree shift overnight.
The Canadian record is in Pincher Creek, where it swapped some 58 degrees of Celsiusness in less than 24 hours.
Which is practically 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yep.
In case there's any American listeners.
Yeah. It definitely, there we go. Not even, almost within my lifetime ago. It feels like forever ago.
Yeah, we make so much dramatic temperature. and that is not climate. That is weather.
Yeah. I think I picked this up from
1962, minus
100 years ago.
Yeah. In an hour.
Climate is what you're expecting. Weather is what you get.
Climate. Climate is to strategy. What weather is to tactics.
Ooh.
Like weather is what happens from moment to moment. Climate is what happens in the big scheme of things.
Yes.
And I think if we were
logistics versus tactics is strategy.
Yeah, right. and I think that quite often when we hear people doing the climate denial thing, really what they're doing is they're focusing on weather. That's like saying, "Hey, we won this battle, so we must be winning the war."
Yes. I often hear people announce their local weather as a condemnation of global climate. It is negative 40 today. So much for global warming. Have you seen the oceans? Have you seen this chart?
Here, let me pull down a chart for you.
Have you seen any peer-reviewed study showing to the contrary?
Yeah,
I'm big on that one. It doesn't take much. If you really think your sciencey claim is sciencey, give it to the other scientists in that sciencey field and let them tell you if that actually is a coherent thing you're trying to tell the world.
Well, and if you're doing it right, you can really actually
you don't even need to be the sciencey guy.
Any sciencey, any literate person, you should be able to in your claim provide them enough background information that they could independently verify your claim.
In a perfect world, I guess I'm even willing to. I'm looking at the papers for within their communities, though, right? Like if I'm, right. I don't expect somebody who's discovered quantum gravity to quickly flash that out in a 13-page reader where I could understand, as well as the science people that have been studying this.
Right, but there should be enough. There should be breadcrumbs there that if you were inclined, you could do the thing, right?
100%.
I know that when I write computer sciencey stuff, I'm writing it for predominantly a computer sciencey audience.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm writing for popular science,
mm-hmm.
I will, without losing salient details,
mm-hmm.
I will hand wave across a bunch of things and say, this is based on this work here. If you want to know more, go look at
this is the link for all.
Look at all this, and I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to I'm asking you to take me at my word.
Yeah.
But
for the purposes of this discussion, and here's where I get this from.
Yeah.
This.
Take me at my word that I have read this stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And off we go.
Read and understood.
Yeah. Ooh, man.
Has it been that long already?
Yep. Tempest fugits. Time, as one frog said to the other.
Time's fun when you're having flies.
Exactly.
Yeah. Customers don't get that at work.
No flies on them?
No.
We are halfway through How Did You Get There? Our show about thoughts, ideas, opinions, and beliefs, where we are critical of those things and not necessarily the people who hold them.
Special thanks to Sean in the studio, as always, for making us look slightly more technologically advanced.
Yeah. And
it's the tools, not the... I mean,
we're the tools.
We're the tools. So that's the problem.
So, Tempest in a Teapot.
I feel like that's sort of the same sort of thing as bull in a china shop.
Yes. Well, it's
more like genie in a bottle.
No, that's a pop song.
Oh. Also,
I'm a tempest in a teapot, short and stout.
Books.
Oh yes. I think the notion. Well, tempest is a storm. It is a weather phenomenon. I call it tempest because
it absorbs time.
But also because Kairos.
Yeah.
And it is time, and time is weather, and all of that.
Well, also the it's an increase of time. Yes, the magic card. But it basically isn't. It means it's a nothing.
Right. It does. It becomes a nothing. Storms are. A tempest is theoretically large, but it's a big fish in a small pond.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And tempest in a teapot is a great I think notion for what it's another notion of weather versus climate. Like it might be. I might have 4 inches of snow overnight, whatever an inch is.
2.5 centimeters.
I'm making the joke because we are a metric using country.
That's right, ladies. If you could just kilometer a little more. Sorry.
A little bit went up my nose. Thanks.
My bad.
2.54 centimeter worm. 2.54 centimeter worm. Measuring the marigolds.
I feel like that's a Muppet thing.
Maybe
Sesame Street.
Yeah, feels that way.
Maybe it was just us one day. Mom was on the inch. We're wondering, how does that play in Canada?
I don't know. But
I
think that's a chart of our viewership, and it's just rising exponentially.
That's right.
I don't know if it is or it
isn't.
isn't.
Click the like button and subscribe.
I mean, it might
I say that once a year.
We have millions and millions and millions of followers. Right?
Yes.
It must be true because I just said it.
We have an avalanche of followers.
And if I don't have it today, I will make it true by manifesting it. It's my destiny.
Manifest destiny. Oh my God! Put your hands all over everything. Manifest.
No, I thought that's what I thought. So,
isn't it the book of the contents?
Yeah.
Is the manifest, as opposed to it's the book that makes the contents appear.
Wouldn't lady fingers?
Manifest. Specialized labor.
And roofs.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of roofs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, eaves troughs. We have eaves troughs. Almost nowhere else in the world refers to them as eaves troughs.
They call them gutters.
They call them gutters. And yet they are the trough that are attached to the eaves.
The eave of the house, yeah.
Right, so it's
and
the
eaves
trough.
The gutter's the thing.
The gutter's the thing in the road. But that's a very Canadianism.
Is it eaves trough? Refrigerator, Chesterfield.
Yeah, well, Chesterfield is a particular kind of couch.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, particular kind of sofa. It's got pillows.
Oh.
But the pillows have buttons.
Oh.
Which differentiates a sofa from a Chesterfield.
Is buttons on the pillows?
Buttons on the pillows.
Crazy.
And the couch is just a long bench.
Yeah.
It could be padded. It doesn't have to be.
Mm.
But pillows make the sofa.
Gotcha.
I think we had this conversation once. I
had
a conversation, but we may have had this conversation, just not on the air.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, totally different memory channels to
Yep.
drop.
Well, and I mean, my memory reigns supreme.
Yeah. Yes.
But it's not this kind of rain, is it?
Rain on the parade is another.
Yeah. Rain on my parade. The sun's a big ball of butter.
Bathing in the sunshine. Sunbathing.
Sunbathing. Parapluie. Parasol. And how old were you?
55. 55.
Yeah. But we have made accommodations on our houses for weather. We've made accommodations in our clothing for weather. Clothing especially for weather. Like weather has shaped what we wear.
I mean, the mother of invention is the necessity. When we were all roughly equatorial dwelling, barely nomadic critters, then we didn't really need, jackets.
If it's warm enough and we can occasionally be dry enough, we can just, wander about and we could be naked and it wouldn't really matter.
The Piraha people in the Amazon basin, they have no industry. They have no real spiritualism. They fish. They sometimes trade some of their fish with a village upstream so they can get boats. They know how to make boats. They've been shown. They don't care to. They would rather.
I don't want to.
They would just rather trade their fish and get quality boats from upstream. They're cool with that.
I could change my own oil.
Yep, exactly. So they eat when they want. They sleep when they want. They don't have electric lights that have fucked with their society. They just carry on day to day, because they're in a place where they don't need to store the food for the off season. They're in a place where they don't have
an off season.
They don't need to shelter for 3 months out of the year. They don't need to. So there was no forced necessity for them to come up with building a bigger canoe, having a heated hut. They just pull some leaves over and close their eyes.
Call it good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I think that's a big deal that we live this far north and that we have temperature. Well, we're in the semi-arid desert, so we have some pretty wild swings of temperature around here. The Chinook winds also help with that. Yeah.
Like again, when I was in Scotland, the year that I was there, the temperature ranged over 27. The coldest night that was there in the entire year that I was there was -3. And the warmest day was, I think, 26, I think. And it was,
wah, wah.
it was super warm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It was. I got such a great sunburn that day. It was summer. It was a Thursday, if I recall correctly.
I remember going out to Newfoundland, and they're like, "Woof, you guys just missed the heat wave." I'm like, "Really? What was it like?" They're like, 27. I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, so
I think you just roll your windows down. No,
weather is weird, and how we experience the weather is very telling about what our climate is. Right. So, I'm going to Mexico soonly, and it's winter. Winter's approaching. It's autumn down there where I'm going, and it's only going to be of 30.
Oh.
And I'm like, Sweet, bring it.
Yeah.
I mean, overnight lows of 14 degrees, which is like
Summer here.
a high daytime high here
Right now.
at this time of year.
Yeah, like hugely high, seasonally high.
Yeah, but we've had it. Like we had daytime high of 18 3 days ago. That was super nice. I played a round of disc golf.
Nice.
Because that wasn't the day that the wind, the weather, was going to take my disc to Coaldale for me.
Yeah, the longest drive competition. Are we going east?
Yeah. Right. So my experience when I go there is going to be I will be wearing fairly light clothing, and people who live there are going to be wearing, like what I would wear when it's this temperature that we have here in Lethbridge right now. Right? They're going to be wearing like maybe shirt sleeve, maybe a light jacket, long pants.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is going to be warm.
Yeah.
I also got laughed at in Scotland because when it was 5 degrees out, there were people there in puffy jackets and like, I'm gonna wear a hoodie, I think. Maybe today.
Yeah. Yes.
But the other thing is around here, because our temperature moves so far over the seasons, when it's 5 degrees out in the fall, it is chilly.
Yep.
Oh, super chilly. But when it's 5 degrees out in March, it's super nice.
Yeah, it's definitely start cracking windows.
I can go out in a t-shirt for a few minutes, and do what I gotta do, and then come back in. It's great. It's fine. But like in the fall, it's like 5 degrees.
Ooh,
I'm gonna put on a sweater for this thing for 5 minutes outside.
Yeah. I don't. That is absolutely whatever previous month's worth of weather is what is your expectation of hope for the next one.
Right, yeah.
Because February is often cold here. It's past the dark part, really.
Yeah.
It still feels dark as hell, but no. It's just cold in February here. I mean, so like you're saying, that 5 degrees in March is just like, oh.
Yeah, and because we come from so far north, I look back on history, and I don't have a really good grasp of history. I'm just not good at it. I like the stories, the histoire part of stories, but the times and dates and places and a lot of the details that aren't necessarily strong in my brain. In World War I, Part 2.
The Great Kerfuffle.
In the Great Kerfuffle. Yeah, Great Kerfuffle 2.0. Some folks from Greater Germany decided to go north for a bit of a vacation, but they went at a winter time of year and discovered that they couldn't stay warm enough and get enough provisions enough because it was winter in a way that they don't do winter. And so the weather, and it wasn't climate, just weather, really impeded their progress. So, I mean, the planning was not good because they forgot to check the weather before they left.
Yep. They did. I mean, try and learn from those mistakes, but then also decide they were smarter than the weather. We can, and to an extent, yes, technology can offset the circumstances of weather. Again, I have a house that's going to have a furnace. But that's the technology that will protect me from weather. I cannot pick that house up all fully plumbed and heated and move it across up north and stay plumbed and heated and fully provisioned as I...
Although I've seen people try, the motorhomes that I have seen.
Yep. There are some good ones.
House on Wheels?
Yes.
It's like Hell on Wheels?
Yeah. This just because you knock the wheels off doesn't make it not a trailer.
If you're behind the times, it's definitely a trailer.
That's just some house going down the highway. Southern Alberta, I'm homesick.
Traveling. I can put winter tires in my car.
Right. Not another whole industry.
A whole industry of making extra tires so that you don't die.
Extra grippy.
Extra grip because the rubber is softer because it freezes at a lower temperature so that you can hang on to the ground a little tiny bit better with your hard summery tires The problem is when those tires get warm.
They're road crayons.
they leave rubber all over the place, and then you need to replace them more often. So
only put them on when it's cold.
Yeah, so
if you can. Otherwise, you sound like a stampede of tiny octopi.
Stud. No studs. It wrecks the roads.
No, we're allowed studs again.
Are we allowed studs again? Oh, right. Oh, that's so we can go 120.
Yes. Because safety. Because we care about safety. We did pick on the Alberta government last week, didn't we?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
you have a song for us today.
I do, and I don't know that I can play it, but
oh yeah, copyright infringement. Yeah.
But we can play a few seconds.
We can play 20 seconds.
20 seconds. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm going to put it close to my microphone. And then
shoot it to,
Well, he's got it somewhere. You can find it. I don't know, but I don't know if we can make sound go. We probably can't make sound go.
We're glitching.
Oh yeah. It's just a display problem.
I'm too funny.
I'm too funny for this song.
I won't talk about the weather. Together, 'cause even when the sky is gray, I'm feeling blue. And though the winds are always changing and the clouds are rearranging, a part of me will always be in love with you.
Brilliant that triggers all the stormy feelings.
Right?
The sky is blue, but I feel gray.
Yeah,
it
is all about the weather. Like it's their one sad song. That's a band called Lawrence. I found them on the Clock app, and I think they're great. Clyde is his name. He is Clyde Lawrence. She is Gracie Lawrence. They have some other history before they made a band. Their brother Linus is in the band too, and they bring in some really great sound.
Dear parents of Linus Lawrence. Oh man.
Clyde?
But at least it's not alliterative.
Yeah, but you gotta do Parker. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Lois Lane.
Linus Lawrence.
He's the sidekick to Homelander. Sorry.
From Superman 5177. That's his love interest.
Yes,
but in an alternate universe. No shade.
There's a problem with that.
This band has not paid me for this endorsement, but I really like their music. It's may not be everybody's cup of tea, and some people I've heard say this is super overproduced, and why would anybody listen to this crap? And I'm like, yeah, but makes me feel good.
Yeah. That is a hill I have died on already. I don't care that it's not musically wonderful. I'm all about the feels when it comes to the music, right?
Yeah.
I can appreciate musically wonderful, and I have a separate level of enjoyment for that. But there's a part of me that's like, hey, that's gonna be great. I'm gonna go dance. Yeah. Don't even care what the lyrics are at some points, right? Just as a thing.
Yeah. When we were wee babbies, youngins, there's a band called Weather Report.
It does sound familiar.
Yeah, they were like an American jazz fusion band from 1970 to 1986.
Yeah, they did sound familiar. I'm like, that is definitely like...
And they did some really cool stuff, apparently. It's tickling in the back of my brain. I was like, there was a band. Right? And
Huey Lewis in the News was inspired by them. Because he did sports.
Yeah, that was his big sellout album because he was making music that he really liked, but his album, his company said, yeah, you need to make some money, and so we went, all right, we're just going to write a bunch of hits,
and I
think every song charted. If it wasn't if it wasn't on the top of the charts, it was at least on the charts.
It was one of the few albums where not only did any single that get released hit the top 10, but every track was released as a single.
Yeah. That's pretty amazing.
That is a commercially amazing album, and it's a fun one. And it got him a spot in Back to the Future.
So we could have Huey Lewis and the News, and their album Sports, and then cut to Weather Report.
Mm-hmm. Which is a thing that came later in life too, like not until the 1960s.
Yeah,
1940s for Weather Balloon,
which is amazing.
Not that I mean, because balloons have been around for a couple hundred years at that point.
But using it for that purpose was never a.
They hadn't considered to take a thermometer up with us and have a look and see if there's different temperature in the same weather.
Yeah. And also on the line is Welcome to Night Vale.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to Night Vale is my favorite surreal podcast. It is absurdist humor at its finest. And our host, Cecil, narrates our way through whatever's happening in Night Vale that particular week. And because the show operates nominally as a community radio station, a little bit like this, he will then, at some point in the show, say, and now, the weather. And then some indie pop band plays, they run a track from some up-and-coming indie pop band. Mm-hmm. And so for every episode of Welcome to Night Vale, they have new weather.
Nice.
It's whatever way the wind blows.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And or we learned as the times change.
As the times change.
Ooh.
Frank Zappa and the Mother's Invention, any way the wind blows.
Ooh.
The weather instruments.
It's been so long for me.
When they say
tell me the wind blows. Arr. Leeward and windward.
Oh yeah.
Those are also later than I expected too.
Yeah, and it's interesting because nautical travel is typically weather dependent, and you would expect more of those things to be named earlier.
Yeah, like the tools of usage, but interestingly, that it still does tie together. Like that, the weather's got to cooperate if you wish to take your boat out. The times are not much different now. Like even. It was a warm time in the late 15th century that made certain Spanish-sponsored convoys easier to get here.
Yep.
And then for the next couple hundred years after that, where the weather was pretty mellow. Less, hurricanes as we discussed earlier.
Yeah. And I'm hurricanes here. But they're a hockey team.
Weirdly, we live in a place that could have a tornado, but we have no oceans and a team called the Hurricanes.
I don't know how that works. Well, I guess.
And so far, and not a bad team this year. They fielded an adequate team.
Are they sporting goodly?
They are sporting competitively.
If it's snowing, they will be playing in the snow. If it's raining, they will play in the rain. If it's sunny, they will play in the rain.
Go play in the mosquitoes.
They'll play in the mosquitoes. No matter what they do, they're going to be playing in the light breeze, probably out of the north.
Yes,
because of the time of year.
Look, Holy, it's as barren and bleak as back home. Burn the wagon wheels, we're staying. And welcome to Winnipeg. Very Norwegian there.
And weather will have an effect on the outcome of the game. Like,
yes.
If there's a change in the weather, things happen. The ball gets slippy. If there's a sudden change in air pressure, technically the ball could get tighter or looser.
Yeah.
Without changing the inflation of the ball,
just the molecules of the
air gets
pigskin.
And the air gets much colder. The ball gets colder. It shrinks.
Footballs in North America are all the same size now. Canadian ones used to be bigger.
Yeah. Well, yeah, go farther.
Well, that and so the era of Warren Moon, where he learned in Canada, and then transferred to the NFL system with a slightly smaller ball.
And missed a lot because he didn't get his fingers.
No, he was a thrower.
Oh, okay, that's easier.
So he was just giddy. He's like, this thing just doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah. I can imagine being a catcher is like a whole lot of
but
if you get it through, it's free. Whack.
What else does weather change for us? Crops.
Yeah.
Because we do that. Like, drought's still a thing that happens on planet Earth.
Yeah, because it's a big
deluge, I guess, too, floods.
The Brownian motion exists everywhere, and
not anymore. Quit my timing.
Brownian motion. Brownian motion. Look, there goes a brownie now. And a pixie.
That's right.
Brownies and pixies and elves. Oh my! Yeah, so everything is swirling about on this little blue marble in space, and yeah, so the temperature is not actually consistent anywhere. So we're going to get varying weather patterns, but there are micro patterns and macro patterns, and when we get a macro pattern flying around, it means that we're going to get a lot of warm in an area for a while.
Like an El Nino or an El Niña.
Yeah.
Not just a baby boy or a baby girl, but the
baby boy weather.
To those weather patterns.
We have so many names for so many weather things in so little time.
Yeah. Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just about it.
Someone could write an entire dissertation on why we care about the names of the weather phenomena. It won't be me, but someone could.
Someone could.
And probably has.
So all of you master's students out there, listen in. We have such topics for you guys to write about.
Yeah, just like, we'll ask it. We'll leave a question in your craw. We'll put a pebble in your shoe.
Pebble in your shoe. We'll stick with the working title we got. Yeah, I think that's a nice...
oh, yeah.
A little sunset on the weather. The sun changes the weather. Like, just before the sun comes up, windy. Just as the sun sets, windy.
Well, if the sky is red in the morning,
that is a thing that
then sailors should take warning.
Yes, red sky at night, the sailors' delight.
Yeah, because
winds should be stable and steady.
We love that.
Yeah.
Stable and steady is good. We love predictability.
It actually works way better when you're at sea. That red sky,
Humans love predictability because our brains are wired to predict,
and we hate uncertainty because we're wired to predict.
So we'll try and find a pattern in anything. And if I have learned anything about patterns, it's that we have just changed ours here. So we were here last week, and we'll be back in a fortnight. To 2 weeks.
Weird that 2 is fortnight.
Well, it's 14 nights.
Yeah, I get that. As
right.
opposed to 4.
Yeah, and it's not Fortnite, Fortnite. Like, we're not going to go, like, put on Simpsons outfits and
build planks really quickly.
And play paintball.
Yeah, paintball.
Virtual paintball. So, that being said, we will be back, I believe, in 2 weeks' time.